The gravel crunched beneath Marcus's feet as he maintained his steady pace along the empty highway. 3 days of running, and still the air behind him felt wrong, charged with an electricity that made his skin crawl. He couldn't see it, but he knew it was there. The same presence that had turned his hometown into a ghost town overnight, leaving nothing but empty houses and a silence that screamed. The sun was setting when he spotted the diner, its neon sign flickering weakly against the darkening sky. Inside, a single customer sat at the counter, a woman with silver-streaked black hair absently stirring a cup of coffee. She looked up as the bell announced his entrance, and something in her eyes made him pause. They held a familiar wariness, the same haunted knowledge he now carried. Her name was Deborah. Over lukewarm coffee and dry toast, they traded careful half-truths about their pasts. She was heading west, she said, away from something she couldn't explain. Marcus recognized the deliberate vagueness in her words. It mirrored his own. They began traveling together. Safety in numbers, Deborah had suggested with a knowing smile. At night, they took turns keeping watch, though Marcus noticed she never seemed to sleep during her off hours. Instead, she would stare into the darkness with an unsettling intensity, as if listening for something only she could hear. Weeks passed, and Marcus found himself drawn to her quiet strength, her dark humor, the way her hand would find his when the air grew heavy with the familiar wrongness. Love bloomed like frost on a window, beautiful but somehow cold around the edges. It was during a rainstorm that Marcus finally understood. They had taken shelter in an abandoned barn, and he awoke to find Deborah standing in the doorway, her silhouette strange against the lightning-lit sky. She was speaking in whispers, not to him, but to something in the darkness beyond. The words were familiar, the same guttural sounds he'd heard in his hometown the night everyone disappeared. Deborah turned to him then, her eyes reflecting the storm's light in impossible ways. "I tried to warn them away from you," she said softly. "The ones who hunt you. I thought I could protect you, keep you for myself. But they're my family, Marcus. They've always been my family." As she stepped toward him, Marcus realized with growing horror that her shadow wasn't moving with her. It was stretching, spreading, filling the barn with shapes that defied comprehension. And in that moment, he understood that he hadn't been running from something all this time. He had been running toward it.